this is 8 over here, how many each? Yeah. Does that make a little bit more sense? Let's try one. The first one. I gotta read that one. I did it, we're on the practice, right?
Right, Bobby.
Call people, Jaden. Here we have a sample space quick check. So we're going to go ahead and do that one. The first one on the top is asking you for the sample space for 3 children, and you're trying to figure out the gender. Okay, the gender means are they male or female? So what you're doing is you're trying to figure out what's the different combinations. So firstborn could be a male and a female. Second would be a male or female, and third, you keep doing that. But the combinations could be first a male, then a female, then another female. Or it could be first a female, then a male, and then another female. So basically it's what we're looking for. So we're going to make a list, and we're going to start with the male being first. So if the male is first, then we could have all 3 of them be males. Okay? Then we're doing still the male first, then we could do the female in the middle, and then a male at the end. So basically that's what we're doing. We have a male, then a male, and then a female. And then we could also do a male, female, female. Okay, so those are the combinations with the male being the firstborn. So now we have to find the combinations for the female to be firstborn. So once you do the first one, then you could follow that same pattern. So if female's first, then we could have male and male. Then female again first, and then you have female, male. Female again first, then you have male, female. And then if female's first, you could also have female, female at the end. So if you look at it, how many combinations do we have? 4? 8. There's 8. And in order for me to check, then I could go ahead and do the multiplication. So I know that the first child could be male or female, so that's 2 combinations. The second child could be male or female, so that's 2 outcomes, not combinations, outcomes. And then the third one could be male or female, so that's 2. So if you multiply 2 times 2 times 2, 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. Not adding 2, we're multiplying 2. So that means that this is 8, so that means this was correct. We found all the different combinations.
I don't get it.
So on the next one, we have Adriana spin the spinner below twice. So because it's telling you twice, I'm going to go ahead and draw the other one, because sometimes that helps. And then they have a coin, and no, I don't know how to draw the coin, so I'm just going to do whatever. Yeah, that's the coin, whatever. Anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to see the possible outcomes. So I know that if I spin the first time, it could be 1. Okay, if I spin on the second spinner, it could be 1 also. And then if I flip the coin, it could be tails.
What?
So now I spin 1, and it went to 1. I spin the next one, it went to 1 also, and then I flip the coin and it's tails. I could do the same thing. Spinner, the first one, it could land on 1. Second one could land on 1, but then the coin will land on heads.
I got it.
Okay, so now the first one could still land on 1. Then on the second spinner, it lands on 2, and then the coin is tails.
Miss, do you have to write everything
Yes,
on the list?
yes, that's the list. The first one lands on 1, and then it lands on 2, but then the coin lands on heads. Now I could do the next one, still landing on 1. It lands on 3, then you have tails. And then still the last one that I'm just doing 6. It lands on 3, and it lands on heads. Now, if you notice, guys, don't I have a pattern here?
Yes.
So that's basically what a sample space is a pattern. So now instead of the first spinner landing on 1, the second, then it's now going to land on 2. So 2 lands on 1 the second time, and then it's tails. 2 lands on 1 the second time, and then it's head. Now it's 2 lands on 2, then it's tails. 2 lands on 2, then it's heads. 2 lands on 3, then it's tails. 2 lands on 3, and it's heads. Do we see the pattern here? So then the last one, same thing. You now have 3, 1 tails, 3, 1 heads, 3, 2 tails, 3, 2 heads, 3, 3 tails, and then 3, 3 heads.
16.
So, is it 16?
18.
It's 18. Because if you look at this, the first spinner, there's 3 outcomes, right? 1, 2, and 3. The second spinner has 3 outcomes, 1, 2, and 3. And then the coin has 2 outcomes, heads or tails. So when you multiply it, 3 times 3, 9 times 2, 18. So that's all the possible outcomes or combinations that we have. Okay, so now what we are doing a tree diagram, and it says make a sample space for a test that has 4 true and false questions. 4 true and false questions. So that means that the first question I could answer true
Or false.
or false, right? Okay, the second question I could answer true or false, but if my first question was false, then I could answer there true or false. Okay, the third question, again, we could answer true or false. And we have to do it for each combination already.
The way it said it was confusing.
And then the fourth question, same thing.
Okay, so the original true false is your first question.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Well,
Guys, there's still a pattern because I could say true for the first one, true for the second one, true for the third, true for the fourth. Then I do true for the first one, true for the second one, false for the third, false for the fourth.
I like just writing.
Okay? True, 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 false, true. Then it could be true, true, false, false. So basically, there's still different combinations because you're looking at the first question, is it true or false? Second question, is it true or false? Third, is it true or false? And fourth, is it true or false? And I wasn't finished here, so let's keep going. So if you think about it, there is how many possible or outcomes for the first question? What's the possible outcome for the first question? Two, right? True or false. How about the second question? Two. It's only two because you could only answer true or false. Third question, you could only answer true or false. Fourth question, you could only answer true or false. So now, in order for you to know how many outcomes, all you have to do is multiply it. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. So that means there's 16 outcomes, but these are all the combinations. And yes, you are required to list them. You are required to know them because they're going to give you multiple choices where you got to pick which one is that has the correct combinations. And you got to check them because they will try to trick you by showing you different ones, but then they have the same one over again. So let's go to the last one. And maybe the last one would be a little bit better for you to understand. So when you go to a fast food restaurant, you have choices, right? You have many choices. And you have to make them while you're there. They're asking you if you want a hamburger, a chicken burger, or if you want fries or curly fries, or what kind of soft drink do you want, things like that. So this is the same thing. So it says a lunch menu has a choice of one meat, which is hamburger, hot dog, or chicken. It also comes with a side of French fries or macaroni, and then a drink of Coke or tea. So let's go ahead and do this. Yes. So hamburger will be fries or macaroni or Coke and tea.
I like watermelon juice.
Okay, so if you order a hamburger, you could have fries and a Coke. If you order a hamburger, you could have fries and tea, hamburger, macaroni, and Coke, and hamburger, macaroni, and tea. So those are already how many combinations?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4. Okay, now if you have a hot dog, same thing. You have a choice of fries or macaroni, Coke or tea.
Coke or tea.
Okay, so that's another 4 combinations, right?
Yep.
And then the last one is the chicken, fries or macaroni, or Coke and tea. So if you look at it, how many different burgers can you get, or whatever choices? You have 3 for the meat choice. How many side orders can you get? 2. And how many drinks can you get? 2. So if you do that, 3 times 2,
12.
6 times 2 is 12. So that means, did I get 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I did. So I did this correctly.
Wait, what the third